It is 6:02. Gotta keep track of that time. How is everyone doing? We're gonna mute the TV. We're back for an all new live episode of The Comments with my guy, Dexter Stuckey. Hi, Matt Michaels. How are you, friend? We gotta do a happy hour soon. Well, hopefully within the next few weeks. Elegant Image Nell. Hi, Love Bug. How is everybody doing tonight? I know that they're still telling people we're here. I know you got, hi, Boo Denise. Hi, Love Bug. Hi, Becca Johnson, 367. Roberta Albany. Everyone, come on inside. Have a sweet. Hey, sweetie. 48. How you doing, babe? Hey, China Girl 712. Peace and blessings to you too. One Chantel. Hey, Love Bug. We're just getting ready. Y'all gone. Child, it's a wine night for me. I don't know about the rest of you, but it's hump day, and hump day requires wine. Although you can have wine any day. Any day of the week. Jesus is involved and he turned the water into wine. He down with the party. He knew what was up. So I'm drinking on this holy wine on this beautiful Wednesday evening. Hey, Shorty Page 71. We're just waiting for Dexter to pop in. What y'all got on the, hey, Roberta Albany, babe. What y'all got on, what my grandma used to call, what y'all got on the vittles tonight? Damian J. Beckett. Hey, Love Bug. All right. Hey, Marjan. How are you? All right, here he goes. Let's see if we can grab him. Here, good afternoon to you. Good evening for us. Hey, Tashia, sweet babe, how you doing? Hello, Stuckey.
Hey guys, how's it going? Super excited to be here.
Austin, Andre, Mama, King, Arnold. Hi, a King's delight. That's Arnold with the. Arnold is so good with the fashions and like the decorating, and cheesecakes are amazing. Hey, Bad Church, Philly. Okay, Shorty Pay smothered chicken, mac and cheese, and collard greens. So where my invite?
On
yeah, that's on day. Wednesday? Live a little. You sound like you're jealous.
No, tonight, so my wife and I have been doing this thing where we cook like every night. Tonight's we're going to cook tonight. After we finish the show, we're going to go to the grocery store, get some stuff, and we're going to cook. I'm so excited. March has really been an amazing month. I'm just having an amazing time this month. I'm going to just tell you guys now, I'm going to make an announcement tomorrow, but I want to give you guys the exclusive here because I love you guys over here. But I wrote a play, right? And a couple weeks ago, I learned that the play that I wrote is going to be, it was picked to be a part of this festival, and it's come to life. Like, I'm going to actually cast the play, and I'm going to have the play done publicly in the month of June, I believe it is. And there's going to be more details that I'll post tomorrow. But, like, I'm nervous, but like I told you guys at the beginning of the year, there's so many things that I wanted to do. And I've always wanted to like write a play, and like I did it, and it's happening. Like it's going to be.
Yes. Now can you give it, or you want to wait till tomorrow? Give a little insight on the process of it.
So one of the podcasts that I do is called Bro Talk Live, and it's me and 4 other guys. So the play is essentially that podcast, but turned into a stage play. Now there's so basically the point of it is to show people, specifically women, what guys are talking about and conversations that we're having when they're not around. So, like, what could go wrong with 4 guys recording a podcast? and the name of the show is Bro Talk Live.
Is that the name of the play? What's the name of the play? Come on. So do we have it fully casted yet, or?
No. Tomorrow's the announcement that it's happening and that we're casting, so people are interested. The email address where they can send their information, and we
how many characters are we looking at?
There's 6 characters. Well, maybe 5 because I think I know one of the guys
Okay,
who's
come
gonna be
on
in the show.
now. This is gonna be so dope. Are you excited? Are you a little nervous?
I'm I'm excited. I am. I'm really excited. I think that from the feedback that I've gotten on the script so far, like it women will like this. I think women are really guys may not like it so much because I'm telling some secrets that we probably don't want out there. But I do think it's really helpful to have these conversations with women. So like I'm really excited to like tell these stories and like all of my friends in my group chats and stuff like that. Like I've been talking to them and I go
Mhm.
through the chats and see like and I just put it on paper. So like best man, like where Harper like told all his friends business, like essentially like that's what I'm
What
doing.
was something?
Business.
I don't know if it was this play or something else. We were talking. He was like, "I'll put that in my play." I
I put in
love
the
it.
play.
So we
I
all
make
gonna be sitting out there when it's on premiere night, looking at each other. Who was that? You? Well, Dex, you already accomplished the best man wedding. So now the play is next. Your life is becoming like best man theme. This is so super exciting.
I, I wanted to be Harper so bad. Like that is like Tay Diggs' character in The Best Man is like my idol. Minus his ways, but
Oh yeah,
the
no,
guy's great. I love
that's
him.
a good fit for you. I can see that. But how is everyone? Congratulations! We cannot wait to the premiere. I'm sure as we come on weekly, we'll ask you updates of the process and what's going on. Everything copacetic.
Also, I lost 7 pounds, guys. Now, you know what's crazy? When as I'm talking, I'm like, I can see my ears and like I don't see it now, but I saw it a second ago. I was like, oh, like when I talk, like there's some muscle definition in the face and stuff like that. I'm telling you, man,
Come
you gotta
on
drink your
now,
water, go
let
to the
them
gym.
know, Dex. That is the way to the weight loss. And guess what? Even when you gotta eat it, you can still eat it. You just get to that gym and work it right up.
Guys, the other day I was talking to Toya and she said I was talking to her on the phone and she was in her office and they were like, "Oh, you gotta try this, so forth and so on." And she's like, "Okay, like I'll try the pizza." And she's like, "Oh, this is the best pizza I've ever had in my life. It's so good, this or that and the third." And then she's like, "Man, now I got to go to the gym." And I feel like we all do that in the sense of like we're like, "Oh yeah, I got to go to the gym because I ate this bad stuff." Yeah, she really went to the gym. I would never.
Look, when you goal orientated, you gotta keep it moving. Don't let nothing stop you. So it's just a matter of letting. That's why I try to give tips because I feel like so many people have been like, y'all all saw Fat Me, like everybody saw it. So I feel as though I need to like share and give tips of inspiration and it helps myself too. So as we know how hard it can be when people are stopping and going and stopping and going, just once you commit, just commit to it. And trust me, you'll get to a phase where you can have that good Detroit style pizza.
Somebody just asked, "Do I have a filter on?" No, no filter. Just water. I just been drinking water. Nobody asked that. I just.
All right, guys, let's get into it. We have starting with a little local stuff. Well, it's actually local that kind of went national. We actually heard, Creed 3 had just come out over the weekend. Did you see it, Dexshed? I know you are the big movie goer.
I saw Creed. It came out Friday. I saw it Thursday night. The same way Scream comes out Friday, and I have tickets to watch it tomorrow at 5:30. As soon as I get up that clock,
Come on
I'm
now.
going to the
Okay,
theater.
so you'll give some insight on this and let me know if you heard it. So there was a story that came
Mm-hmm.
out today, I believe, that Tessa Thompson actually refused to use the word John throughout the movie. And she said her reasoning behind it was the purpose of these characters is to show the evolution of people's lives and to make it, real. And I guess at the age that they are in the movie, I guess you would just age out of saying certain slangs. Now, I was like, what the hell is this? What? This this don't even make no sense. But Dex, when you watched, did you notice, like, did you hear Philly slang at all? Or did you notice John was removed?
I I did notice it only because in the first movie when she said it, like it was like this big deal. Because you know the first movie
Mm-hmm.
is based in Philadelphia, and the said it, it was really like a big deal. Like people were like, she didn't even say it right. This and the third, and then in the third one, they're in LA, and you can tell that they're much more elevated in
Yeah.
their lives and in their careers. So like. Honestly, I can understand why she would not use it. Like
Mm-hmm.
her in that stature that she's at, where she wouldn't like it wouldn't have made any sense if she used it. Like
Okay.
you've
All right. Because
elevated.
I'm like, I know. I see. We don't know. But she was from Philly in the movie. So technically, I feel like if you're like, because he wasn't, but she was. So I'm like, girl, it's certain things. You were from the generation. If you were from here, you would always say, you know, the old heads, we stay saying like the old school jargon too.
Well, I don't know because I feel like that
Huh?
word that I also don't use, but I feel like that word came
Yes.
about when I was like in high school. Like it wasn't something that
Mm-hmm.
was always here. So I was fully engulfed in the culture of Philadelphia by the time
Okay.
that word was like out. And I don't I don't use that word at all. Like I don't say it. I'm not
Well,
really
no.
a slang type of person, but I don't say that. There's another slang that y'all use a lot that like literally my skin will start crawling across like my floor. I mean crawling across the floor. Like when y'all talk about y'all moms, there is this thing that y'all say and it makes me cringe
What is
every
it?
single time I hear it. And I would never like what's the slang when people be
I,
talking about their
I,
mom?
I call my mother my mother. Like, I don't know. Mom Dukes.
They'll say mom, but like Dukes at the end of it, and it drives me crazy. I hate that. I like to hear it. I like it
Yeah,
written. I
what
don't
is
like it.
it matter? We all have our, because I'm going to get into one of mine later, but it just cringes. It's nothing particular. It just don't like the sound together.
I what does that mean? It doesn't even make sense. Like this is your mom. Like you literally are adding something else to your mom's title. Like you
If
just stop
anybody
doing
in
that. I
the
hate
comments
that.
could tell us
Like,
what Mom Duke is, what is the purpose of the Dukes at the end of Mom? Somebody just said, what does John mean? John can mean anything, a person, place, or thing, anything. And it's so funny because when I was in high school, it really was a thing, which is so weird. 20 years later, it's like really ingrained in the culture. But I remember this one guy, he literally would have a whole conversation. Every other word was John, but yet we knew what he was talking about.
I just, to me, I think I'm not like a slang person at all. I feel like slang generally references like a
Uh-huh.
lack of education, and it bothers me. Like, just use your actual words. And you know, I'm from the South, so like there are certain words that we use that are not in the
Yeah.
dictionary, which I guess people would say is slang. But like ain't,
Mhm.
like we say ain't a lot. We say like
I
thinner.
love
You
spinning.
know what
I
that
still
means?
use
Like
spinning.
that's not like. But like just the way y'all
I
Philadelphia
love it. I
people talk
was
is
watching a
ugh.
YouTube something, and the lady, I didn't know where she was from, but she said water, and she said, and I guess at that time on YouTube she was living in Florida, but when she goes water, she was like, I'm from Pennsylvania. Leave me alone. I don't care. It's always going to be water for me because the correct word
Water.
is water.
Yes. Good job. I also don't use the N word either. Oh, and also somebody said shorty. I don't like that either.
Shawty do what?
I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I love slang, but I'm just one of those people you have to be a proponent. Like, I like to turn it on and off. Like, I'm for it as long as you know the proper word or the verbiage of what that slang word comes from. And that's my only
Mm-hmm.
issue. Like, I feel like some people just rely on it too much when they don't really know the real words. But look at the school districts we're working with today.
What? Now, Philadelphia School District is employing some good people over there. They doing their thing.
Here's we're going to keep hope alive. Okay. And then, okay, well, speaking of Michael B. Jordan and more Philly talk, so he was recently voted the sexiest man of the year. So what that funneled into Gilly, $1 million worth of game, Gilly and Wallow, Gilly created this challenge, the Michael B. Jordan challenge. So basically it consumed of a man asking his significant other his thoughts on Michael B. Jordan being the sexiest man alive. And his response, or I guess his insight on it was, if your woman does not big you up and be like, I don't know, you the sexiest man alive, babe, you got to get rid of her. So it started to funnel into all of these people like doing these challenges and sending him these stories. And it's fucking hilarious. Now, when this happened, Dex, we talked about it, and you said, run into my wife right now to go figure it out. What was the determination? Yes. What was the final results? Was there peace in your home?
Of course. I mean, I said it. Oh, Michael B. Jordan was voted the sexiest man alive or whatever. And she goes, they must have not seen you. She didn't actually say that, but I know that's what she was thinking. Because, you know what's crazy? I got a haircut last week, and I was like, I mean, I already know what it is. Like, come on. Michael B. Jordan. I'm telling you, Toy, I think that I got the haircut because I knew we were going to go see Creed. And I knew that, like, when you see Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors, they're in great shape and all this stuff like this, I knew that I had to get a haircut. I literally got a haircut that day. I knew I had to go get a haircut so that I can compete with them. And I did. I was holding my own against Michael B. Jordan.
You had the strong, so like, you was bringing in the strong back and the ab vibes and that cut. Because basically they was like, go and let them warm you up. But when you come home, you come home with me, girl. Rub your fingers through my hair.
And guess no. And guess what? Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors, they ain't buy you no popcorn in the theaters, but I did.
That's okay. I'm sure your beautiful wife would take you. I mean, she did take you any day over Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan.
But only men do stuff like this, though. A woman would never say, am I finer than Beyonce? Y'all never do that ourselves. We like to set ourselves up for failure. That's the problem. And then our egos get bruised because, like, realistic, you do think she's supposed to be like, yeah, of course it's you. But you know what you look like. Like, don't put this woman, don't back her up against this wall and make her have to answer this question that's going to hurt your feelings and make you look at her differently.
Women, at least I do. Wait, Denise said, go get your wife on the phone now. What this is women, like, as I think with men, and I guess what men do, you know, your woman's like type or like their celebrity crush. And women, we know our guys like celebrity crush or their type. So normally, like, if we're not, like, if I know his dream crush is Beyonce, and look at me, there's no comparison. I mean, I'm a bad bitch, but there's no comparison. There's no similarities, no nothing between me and Beyonce. So I'm never going to ask that question. I think y'all be wanting to do it to fight or something. Y'all be liking to give little attitudes and then make up to break up or break up to make up.
But you know what? If women, and happy International Women's History Month, if women did this though, I feel like because y'all do little slick stuff, like y'all be like, how does this outfit look and stuff like that, and it's just like, like, I don't know what to tell you in this, but like, I feel like if y'all did that, be like, oh well, do I look better than Beyonce? I feel like if we'd be like, no, y'all would catch an attitude. If we'd be like, yeah, y'all be like, no, I don't, and it's just like, well, you just want to jump out the window because it's like, what am I supposed to say?
I just hate when it's like the trigger. Do I look fat in this? Like, or like, oh, is this sticking out? I think it's okay. I mean, if you have to know your partner. If your partner has like good fashion sense, then yeah, okay, that would make a big sense. Like I want your point of view, or babe, is this a good look? But I guess it's just knowing the subject. If my partner is not good on fashions, I'm never going to ask you if I look good because I know I look good. Like, you need help.
And also, like, I know you're not telling me.
Are you okay?
It reminded me of something you told me one time.
Not that shit you
Because I know.
The nerve. The nerve. Don't you ever.
Because I know. Like,
all right, since we're kind of like getting into, we're talking, keep it like couple talk. The next story is, I noticed things have been coming up in the I guess the universe or social media streets when it comes to dating. And you know, I'm back out there in these streets, and you know, we always talk about, oh, how's your experiences been and this and that. And something that's been coming up lately when I talk to men and even seeing it on socials, this is the word I hate, this trigger word of dating with a purpose. So I want to say the connotation behind it, they're saying it is like I'm dating with the purpose, I guess, of getting married or settling down. But I don't know, it bothers me because, and I kind of feel like people use it as like this hierarchy, like type of thing. But at the end of the day, we're all dating with a purpose. Somebody's purpose, I'm dating to get some dick. Somebody's purpose, I'm dating to get married. Another person's purpose, I'm dating because I'm fucking bored. Another person's purpose, I'm dating to work the kinks out because I just got out of a long-term relationship, or I got divorced. I just think that's stupid. What say you? I know you've been out of the realm for a bit, but if you were dating and a girl said, I'm dating with a purpose, like as a man, how would that make you, like, what?
it's weird because what you just
Wait,
said
real
is
quick, Short
kind of
Page
like,
said, fuck, we out
it
here
makes me
doing
see.
that.
But I think the way you explain that, it makes me see it on both sides. I think you did a good, because at first I'm like, oh no, I think that's like a normal thing to let people know. But at the same time though, and like you and Shorty Page were saying, like, well then what are we doing exactly? However, I do think though
Mm-hmm.
that it needs to be clear to men. But if you're a woman and you're dating with a
Yeah.
purpose, it needs to be clear what that purpose is. Because if that purpose is just to have sex, then the man should know that,
Mm-hmm.
because maybe he wants a little bit more. If the purpose is marriage, and the guy's not ready for that, he just
Yeah.
wants to have sex, he needs to know that. So I don't have an issue with a person saying I'm dating with the purpose. I think that you need to peel that layer back and
I'm
explain what that
100%
purpose is
agree with
though.
you, because I feel like it's, and that's why I look at it as just a trigger word. Like, they just throw it out there, and you know, we're just in that state of everybody want to subscribe to the trigger word. You want to subscribe to cancel culture. You want to subscribe to dating with a purpose. I want to subscribe to, it was something else that came to mind, but you get the gist of what I'm talking about. I think
Okay.
Marjan said, I think it has to be clear for both sides. Exactly. So I just feel like when you say I'm dating, like, with the purpose, please elaborate more. Don't just leave it to the room to be like, oh, well, all right, what the fuck is the purpose? I just, like, I mean, when I hear people say that, I'll be like, relax. We're all dating with a purpose, sweetie.
Some purpose, for sure, yes.
And another thing, oh gosh, Portia Williams, your bestie or your wife.
Wait, you talking about couples?
Well, it's not,
Remember the couple
oh no, we'll
time apart?
get there. I want to do, yeah, we gonna
Okay.
get to that one. Portia Williams, because it's dating related. She said that
Okay.
ain't nothing. You know, a couple of weeks ago, Carisha came out and she said she likes a golden shower from time to time. Getting pissed on by your significant, or whoever you're deciding to have sex with that day. It's a thing. People enjoy it.
Okay.
It became, I want to say, got into everyone's consciousness, a la R. Kelly. When did that video come out? About 20 years ago, when we seen him pissing on the girl.
Probably
Yeah.
longer
Okay.
at this point.
So, but now it's back in pop culture again. And I guess Portia Williams decided she had to come to the couple. So if you are out there and you are trying to date and you enjoy getting pissed on, according to Portia Williams, it is okay, because ain't no man gonna not marry you because you used to get pissed on. Everybody done did something out here.
Uh-huh.
Why you going into
That's
your
true.
next relationship
I
telling people
agree.
you got pissed? You know I get pissed on, right?
I think,
What?
well,
Like, were you offering up that information? I'm confused.
I think what she was trying to say was men, they really are for you and they really care about you. They're not
That's a
worried
lie.
about things you did in your past. I don't, yeah, I don't fully disagree with her when, like, there's certain things that you can look past. Like, a lot of us have dated a woman who has had sex with at least one other man. And we may not like that, but you can kind of look
Mm-hmm.
past it and it's like, okay, it is what it is. I I was actually talking to a friend about this recently, and he was saying that he has standards for himself, and he says that if he meets a girl and they have sex with each other before like the first date and stuff like that, like it's done. Like he's
Okay.
not going to take her seriously, and a lot of people get mad at that, but
Yeah.
I think that's knowing your self worth, because if she's doing it, she likely did it with somebody else, and if that's something that you're not comfortable with, then you ain't comfortable with it, and I think that's okay. I think you're allowed to say the same way. If you say I enjoy golden showers, or I've had golden showers in my past, the man is able to say, you know what? I'm not really into people who like golden showers. I like you, but because you shared this information with me, I'm good on that. However, you can't be one of those people, those
Thank
guys who ask
you.
how many bodies you have and all that kind of stuff, like, and get offended by it.
I'm
You
just
can't do
all
that
for
either.
don't
Because you,
ask, don't tell. Like, in this regard.
it depends though, because I can't be finding out
Well,
like a
that's true, but
crazy
that's why you got to
girl.
keep a listen on. You got to keep your ear to the streets. You got to get to know the neighborhood, know the neighbors. What's going on? Was you the hoe of the area? You got, or at the end of the day, some evolved people will tell you it doesn't matter. I don't care how many bodies you've had. I don't care how many. You know.
I I know people out from college who like they did their thing in college and like now they're happily married. Like I mean, like, they might be watching, so I'm not gonna say too much.
You
But
think
like
their significant other
stuff
knows?
went down. They do. I know
Oh,
for a fact
God
that they
bless that
know.
couple. Oh, maybe maybe
There's
it's some old freaky
other couple
things.
there's a couple from my college that got married, and the girl was like tipping and dipping, fornicating and lying. Like she was out there in college. They're divorced now, but they got divorced. And he started calling this girl
Ah,
all types of hoes,
no,
and I'm like,
no, no, no,
what?
no, 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 no. You know exactly what you were getting, and sir, this is what you wanted. She ain't no hoe. That's the love of your life, and get back with her.
Um, Austin Andre mom said, would it be held against him for wanting to give
It's
golden
up to you.
showers? And that's up to women. I think the same way you decide like, yeah, you had somebody doing that. I'm not into
Mm-hmm.
that. I don't want to, be with it. I think a woman, if you're comfortable doing
Yeah,
this, I don't want no parts of you. And now you can't. Somebody also asked, how do I feel about
yeah,
Nelly and Ashanti being together? I like it. I've always liked those two as like a
yeah.
couple,
I
and
hope it
I hope it
works
works
out too. I
out.
feel like this time around they both have matured and in a different space, but I just don't come in with. Feel like Ashanti, being an evolved woman in her 40s right now, she's willing to give it up, but she's not going to waste too much time in it this time around like she did before if you're not getting what you want. But to
Yeah.
the relationships, to each their own. I'm just from the school of learning your bay before you just spill out all the whole shit that you done ever did. And that's vice versa. Like, no offense, the guy that I'm with, I don't want to know about the lineup, your starting lineup of bitches, that of 30, 40 plus bitches that you done had. As far as I'm concerned, when you get with me, it's only me. Fresh start.
Now, would you be okay with your friends telling you about, like, say they knew him or they heard things about him? Would you be okay with them
Yeah,
telling you
because I
this
gotta
stuff?
know ahead of time if they know. But if they know something, depending on what it is, if it's something crazy foul, please give me a heads up. Because I would kind of be like, bitch, you knew this, and you, what the fuck? You trying to set me up for failure? You knew the nigga was hot out here, and you, what the fuck?
Austin Andre's mom said, I think she overshared, but women are the
Mm-hmm.
only sex that get judged for it. Like, but like, I feel like y'all play that card when it's
Okay.
convenient to y'all. Because like there are certain things that if a man did, a woman would be like, "You did what?" Like there, like we both sexes have their things where it's just like you're gonna like take a step back to look at. Like if a man said that he did something with another man, women will be
Yeah.
like, "Hold on a second." And 9 times out of 10, if a girl says she did something with another girl, people
Yeah,
probably
and
wouldn't care
it's
much about it.
culturally. I mean, I'm sure
Men,
there are men out there that's not with the shits, and if they heard like, "Oh, you get down like that," like it's just like, okay, cool, but it's just not for me, and it should be vice versa for a woman. I just know my personal preference. I would prefer to be with a man who has never partaken in another man. I mean, I said it before, and I'll say it again. It's in my relationship, only one person can like dick. I mean, that's we both can't be in here looking for dick now.
or maybe he was.
It's still a
Never
dick
mind.
involved. You looking. I no 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 no. Only one. That's me. Let that be clear. If I even think possibly that
Look at the girls in the comments. They like, but all I'm saying is just it is a double standard, which I mean I don't think it's a bad one, but it is double standards against both sexes when it comes to like sexuality. And there are some women though, if they find out a guy's been with a whole bunch of women, they won't
absolutely,
touch him
because it's
either.
giving dirty dick used vibes. Like I just don't want to know. Shorty Page said, "Dick for one, please." I heard that. No, 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 not over here. And if I have to question it, that's a possibility. You've you've had some in some way, shape, or form, or seen it, or I got to go. Got to go, sir. Sorry. And another dating story. Well, another dating story. City Boys Up. Cher. 76-year-old Cher is
Mm.
still happily out here in the streets with her 37-year-old boo thing, Alexander A.E. Edwards. So, friends, a
Black
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 man.
female.
So Cher's friends, and this story has been trending last week or a couple of weeks ago, and now it's coming back up again. So Cher must be out here living her best life. So her friends are concerned because her net worth is roughly about $360 million. They said prior to this relationship, she has always been like very frugal with her coin and spending it. So they're not understanding she's out here just blowing money fast. She's drinking, partying, just fully engulfed in this man's lifestyle. She's in these streets. City boys are up. This woman is 76. Let her live her best life. This is her, I would say, fourth act. Y'all know she been in these streets. When she was 40, she was out here dating these 20-year-olds, had the thong on the stage. Let that woman live and let the city boy get his coin. Now, roughly, they're saying so supposedly his background, he is a self-proclaimed successful record executive where his net worth is
Okay.
roughly about $2 million.
Oh, we got the money too.
He
Okay,
got his
so he
own
ain't no
money, but
bum.
you got more, so why wouldn't we spend yours?
The friends are hating so badly. Why are y'all hating on it? See, now this goes back to double standards. Because if Donald Trump was dating a 20-year-old girl, nobody would be like, she's spending up all his money. They'd be like, yeah, girl, spend it. And I'd be doing it too. Yeah, girl, spend that money. Get that money, girl. So let that boy get his money. Leave it alone.
Listen. My cousin said,
And
"Oh,
plus,
I missed Aunt Margaret. I only met Aunt Margaret once." She said, "Cher's giving my Aunt Margaret vibes. Let her be. She grown to infant. That woman is 76 years old. Let her get her tune up and spend that change on that man."
and he's earning it. If you got to mess with a 60,
Hello,
70-year-old, you
hello.
earning
And
that money.
if
Big
I'm
dog.
not mistaken, please in the comments, I'm sure you guys will let me know, or Dex, you might know if I'm wrong. If I'm not mistaken, this man is Amber Rose's baby's father.
Oh, no, Amber Rose,
No,
his kids by Wiz
who's the other
Khalifa
one?
and
I
not
know,
him.
because what I think this guy did, if he's not Amber Rose's baby's father, I believe he had a stint with her, like they were dating at some point in time. But I believe that's her second child's father.
Some guy named Slash Electric Alexander.
Yeah, this guy's name
Now
is
it doesn't.
Alexander. His name is Alexander Edwards.
Oh
City
yeah, it's the
Boys.
same guy. Oh, oh, he's a nasty one.
What they say? All
Wow,
heroes don't wear capes.
he took the slut walk a little too
And
serious. My
Amber
God.
probably like, go in there and get that check. Bring it home, baby. Gotta eat. You need new sneaks. What's up? We got private schools to pay for.
Oh,
Bring that share. Look, bring shares my way.
wait, and they said, what's his claim to fame? And they said his claim to fame is that he worked on Tiger's
Yeah.
independent label. So he worked with the star. You can't even write
I was
this.
like, what is this? I'm not against it, but it was just a very random dating link up. Yeah.
This is
City boys
a bit
up. Y'all get
much.
your checks as long as you ain't out here scamming them. Look, the child support money, you ain't out there
He,
scamming them. They know what it is. They're there to have a good time. Let 76-year-old Cher have some fun with city boys all day, okay?
he, he better not get Cher pregnant.
He probably hoping. He probably talking to, they probably had doctor's appointments. So
How
so
possible
medicine has
is
come a long
this?
way. She still got her parts. What can we do? But at the end of the day, I love it. I mean, some people look at it like Cher is nutting herself. I don't think so. I'm loving this for Cher. She is a woman. The bitch looks amazing. Like Cher is motherfucking goals. All you bitches out here wanting to get nip tucks and surgeries and do shit to your face, a la Madonna. Y'all need to look at Cher as the motherfucking prototype. So I'm just at to say, Cher has lived her life. She is not powdered eggs.
Yo, Shorty Page 71 has been on a roll tonight. Like,
The
y'all
powdered
are crazy.
eggs. They said, ain't nothing coming through here. Ain't no babies. But at the end of the day, go and get that lube or whatever the case you need to keep you going and Cher. Have a good time. Young bull, trick off. Live your best life. Like, it's a match made in somewhere. I don't want to say heaven, but somewhere. It's a match made in a good time.
Like a match made at the slut walk.
They both said, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. It is what it is. Shut up. Shut up.
Especially
We
one.
not
Sorry.
going to do that to the legend. And one last dating story or dating couple story. So recently there was another study that came out that said it's important for couples to spend time apart. And too much time together can lead to breakups. I thought that this was common, like not common sense at this point, but like a theme that we already knew this, but I guess, every generation it comes back. So Dexter, being that you're a newly married man, what say you? How do you guys handle time apart, or are you that couple where you're just always underneath each other? Because we know those couples too.
I think that for us, there are times where we want
Okay.
to live in each other's skin. It's like I can't
Mm-hmm.
explain it, but it happens, and you don't control it. It's just these times where it's just like I don't want to move. Just stay right here next to me. I
Oh.
want to live in your skin. And then there's other times where it's like if you don't get the F out of here, I am going to rip your skin off of your body. Like you have to leave me alone. Like, and I think both these things and like the way our system works is like I work remotely, so I work from home. She doesn't work from home. The days and on the weekends, oh, we have the best times together. But the days where she's off of work and she throws off of my like working from home routine, ah! so, so I totally get it. I definitely think there needs to be some level of balance. And I also think that it's important for you to go out with your friends and for him or her to go out with their
Yeah.
friends as well, like away from you. Like you don't want everything together. There needs to be something for us
Absolutely.
to talk
Shorty
about.
Page actually made a great point. Most of the couples found out during pandemic when you 24/7 in the house with them kids. I swear them relationships started dipping off like crazy. But I said, but so also it could be the other way around too. Like a lot of times it goes to a lot of times we get comfortable in situations and we're with somebody that we know damn well we don't have no business being with. So you have the natural, you get caught up in the day to day. Oh, I got my job, they got their job, we come together and it's great, but we have that space. But all the pandemic was bring it up when couldn't nobody go nowhere, especially if you added kids to the mix. Why the fuck am I here? Why are we with each other?
Look at the chat. Look at the
What
chat.
Denise said, mine is looking at me right now, and I wish he would go somewhere.
I hope you have headphones in.
Look at my face. What's going on? What you know I love you. The hell?
But I like that though because like she specifically is someone who will like
Yeah.
post her and her husband and stuff like that, and they look great. They look so happy together, so forth and so on. But then you can also be like, yeah, but like I don't need to be around this person 24/7. And I think that that balance is something that people don't. One, I don't think they see it that often, and I also don't think couples who have been married for a long time
Yeah.
are willing to like say it. And I have so much respect for couples that are willing to say like, no, we don't need to be
Yeah.
around each other 24/7. Yes, she gets on my nerves. Yes, he gets on my nerves. Like to me, that's real. Like, because nobody wants to be around.
Even when it comes to, being back out dating, and even before then, I feel like it's very important for somebody, even if you're considering, like that's one of the first questions I ask. Tell me about your friend group. Because I need somebody like you have your own group of friends. I had like we can, of course, when we get together, it's going to be great, amazing. That's the goal. But it's very important to have a life outside of each other. I need you to be a whole person. I need me to be a whole person. And when we come together, it's great. And then also, like, I'm the type, I don't even mind a little long distance, or if I had a man and, his job is to be on the road from time to time, and then he comes home, or me, vice versa. I'm on the road from time to time. I come home because I'm just a firm believer, like, distance makes the heart grow fonder. And give me a chance to miss you. Yes, I love the let's be wrapped up in each other's skin. Let's never leave each other. But at the same time, once that is done, you ain't got nothing to do. You ain't got no friends.
Austin Andre's mom said, like, I've been married for 7 years and I do need my distance as well, which is really crazy too because she's in her 20s. So like, when people get married really young, like to me, I'm always just like, oh my God, you're so young when you did this over so. But like those, in my opinion, sometimes are the ones that kind of have it figured out sometimes too. Like they know and they're growing with their partner. So like I'm learning stuff and you're learning me with me. And I just think that
yeah, a lot of
like
people do.
that.
Shorty Page said I'm the type who needs space. Hell, long distance works for me at 52. Listen, I get it. Like I love space. I grew up, and maybe because that's my normal too. I grew up. My stepdad was in the military, so he was always gone. And listening to a lot of the military wives, child, when them husbands would come home, they used to be pissed.
Cause they got to give it
Not
up.
even
Women
that.
don't
I
be
don't know,
liking to give
a
it up
kid
sometimes.
listening, but like, I don't think they talked about that. But I felt like the biggest part about the wives, they would be like, he gonna come in here and mess up things and want this and that. I'm running the house the way I want it run. Like that was the thing.
No, no. What do you think about couples who have separate bedrooms?
It's weird. Do what you have to do. So I'm going to one up you. Sometimes to me, and this is very unconventional, I'm not opposed to having an outside space crash pad for both of us. Like, we have our house. This is the house we raised the kids in, and of course we got to sleep together and this and that. But like, I mean, some people call it the shore house or the vacation home. Have another home to where, babe, I'm going to go to the weekend. I love you, but I need a breather. Can I miss you this weekend and vice versa? Do you want to miss me? Okay, go on to the house. But it's like both of our pads that we can share. And I know, just like I said, it's very unconventional because I just know me. Sometimes I don't want to breathe the same air as you.
Oh, see, Toya, like, I don't know about marriage for you right now. I don't know about that. Like, you might
Go,
not be quite there yet.
go, take the keys to the apartment. Go, or I'm gonna go to the apartment. I gotta work because I don't even want to look at you right now. And the fact that we're in the same space and like I can hear you breathe in another room, even when you're sleeping, I can hear the snoring from the other fucking room. I'm going to the apartment. This the house. I'm going to the apartment this weekend. I'll see you on Monday.
See, for me, like, I enjoy some space, but like my space is usually like an hour or two. Like, I'm going to go to the movies. I'm going to go do a massage or something like that. We'll come back. We'll see each other, whatever. And like maybe like a weekend, like I'm going to go on a boys trip or whatever. I'm going to my family. I don't know about like an overnight stay at a different location. Because then I may personally start feeling a little insecure. Like I would probably be like, I wouldn't be able to sleep because it's just like you needed to leave the house to go to another home. Like, is there? Is there a dude over there? Like, I don't know about that.
We
Like,
gonna have the cameras up. You can see ain't nothing. It's a bunch of boring shit. It's a bunch of me sitting on the wine. I'm doing the podcast. You're just not in my space.
I'll tell you, like you got to find somewhere in the house. Go in the backyard, go in the shed or something like that. But you got to at least be in the house. Like, I'm
It was always the thing of the. That's what they said. Love your spouse from afar. Look, this is I'm gonna love you from afar.
like, look, they're, this is like the first time these people are not agreeing with you. You sound crazy to
A
them.
few people do. I just know me and my boundaries. Like I want it, but I'm like, ooh, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go to the mountain house this weekend. I don't want to do that.
I don't even know. Like, yeah, you want a renter man. Like, you want somebody that's like you at this point. You'll keep them satisfied. You know what you want? You want somebody husband. That's what you want. Because you want somebody else's
Oh, no,
husband.
the fuck I
You
don't
want to
either.
think about it. Think about it. You have your time with him, and then when you finish with him, you send him over to the other house, and you
No,
got the whole house to
I don't want to
yourself.
share him in that way. I want him to be mine. But I need, look, Javon said Toya want her cake without the calories.
I would down. Like,
Like, this is unconventional, but I'm not close to it. Like, if I found somebody and they put that idea out there, I feel like most women would be like, what the fuck? You want to fuck bitches, this and that? And I'm the type of bitch where I'm like, you might got a point. Like, deep down, I'm like, he put the idea out there. Deep down, I'm screaming on the inside, like, yes, freedom. But I can't let him know I'm excited about it.
Because then he's gonna think you're cheating on him. Like,
Did you never looked at your significant other like, why you breathe like that?
all the time.
You never need a little break, like a little 2-day break from that breath.
2 days? Like, no. Like, that is no. You better go to another room.
You breathing real heavy over there. Go and take the keys to the apartment. You don't want to go this week? All right, I'm gonna go this week. I'll take the kids if you want. Give you some downtime, but I'm gonna go on over there.
During my marriage counseling, there was something that kind of came up because my wife was like, what would happen if I took like a weekend off and just went to a hotel during the weekend? I said, absolutely not. And my marriage counselor was like, absolutely not.
Don't come to me for counseling because I'll fuck your whole marriage. Like, listen, I'm gonna lead out. Now I got an idea. It's unconventional, but listen, hear me out. That toy reminds me of a woman who got hers, then looks at him and say, well, you thought
what you about to
you ain't
do?
got no
What you about to do? What you about to get into? He's like, I'm about to sleep.
you
Now you're not even
got no home to go to. And I'll say this proudly, never have I ever walked in a house in my home, my humble abode, and had a nigga with his feet up on my fucking ottoman or coffee table eating motherfucking Cheerios or motherfucking cereal as I'm coming home for work. And I'd like to keep it that way. To an extent. So you just sitting out here and done nothing because you know it's wintertime, it's hobo season is here. Niggas be looking for a place to stay. I'll clean up while you out. I'm good. I got it myself. Man, how about I just stay here while you go to work and know the fuck you ain't got no job to go to? We walking in this home together.
It's so funny. It's really funny to me that the girls in this chat are either agreeing with you or saying, I don't know about that. But the guys in this chat are shooting their shots. Like, you really got some potentials out here.
Listen, because the dudes in here is like, this bitch is the dream. What the fuck? You ain't gonna be on my top like that, honey. Like, no, baby, I need my space too. You busy, bitch, I'm busy too. When I see you, it's all love. We can still be, so we're having a committed relationship still, but a little breather. A little breather ain't never hurt nobody.
So Toya does not want a real house husband.
No, I do
of
not.
Philadelphia.
No. We both got to go the fuck out and go to work, okay? All right? Get your ass out there. Not she said dating with a purpose. That is my purpose.
And Toya, you better let them know what your purpose is so they can know to run the other way.
Because, niggas anyhow, they want to up you like, be here talking, well, I really ain't want a relationship. I don't want you to think this ain't a relationship, nigga.
Who said that?
I mean, that would mean that it would possibly move in together. We can be in a relationship, but you stay in your home, I stay in my home until it's time for us to come together. And then we come together and buy a home, and we can either keep your apartment or I'll keep my apartment because we need that space to go to. Okay. One day I'll find my dream man and it'll work for both of us. Keeping hope alive. Real quick, reality TV. Oh no, we got to get into Chris Rock. What time is it? I don't want to go too long. 56. Okay, and we went on at Chris Rock. So I guess we'll end it here. Chris Rock. All right.
Okay.
You saw the special. Okay. I saw the special.
I love that these people are still talking about you in this comment. They say you're the reason why single men have podcasts. That is so funny.
Fucking heads up. You don't know what's gonna come with me. Listen, I'll tell you every day. I'm not real. Not they say your dream man got an RV. Yes, get your ass in there. Don't sleep in the RV tonight. What you in this house for? You in here breathing.
I'm sorry. Oh, you said Chris Rock special.
All right, Chris Rock special. So how it started, of course, and the name of it was Selective Outrage. So how it started was, you know, he opened up with it, and I think the delivery was genius because he flirted with addressing it throughout. When he first came out, he flirted with it, brought it back in, and I was like, okay, maybe it's not going to be too bad. Then throughout the special, somewhat flirted with it, reeled it back, wasn't too bad, and then it came to like the last 10 minutes, and his ass unloaded over. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Do I feel as though he had every right to kind of, the man was assaulted on stage. He took some time to speak on it, and looking back at it, you want me to speak on it for not a check? You out your motherfucking mind. I'm gonna hold this until I can make some money off of it, because not that he got his dignity removed from him, but it was more like a very embarrassing moment that the world experienced. So I'm gonna get my lick back financially as well. So even though the last 10 minutes my jaw was dropped, like I was like, what the fuck? But it was amazing comedy. It just was good overall. Do I feel like, I just hope at some point down the line they can resolve this hurt for real. But I'm not going to take anything away from Chris Rock. That man had to release and let go of that pain, and he took that moment to do it and got a nice check for it. What say you, Dexter? Okay.
I didn't like it. So when it started out, right, and he started talking about selective outrage and how people getting attention is what people do, and how he's not a victim. That's what he started off, right? He then proceeded to like tell these jokes and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I chuckled quite a few times. I thought there were things that he was saying that were funny. It then just got to a point where it just, to me, as a black person, as a black man, it was offensive. I just think that people are like, I was talking to a friend, a colleague earlier about this, and they were saying that, like, you know, he's a comedian, he pushes the envelope and stuff like that. People gonna be upset, but so from someone, I'm like, yeah, but like, he didn't really push the envelope very far. Like, he only made jokes about black people. And I thought the Meghan Markle stuff was distasteful when he's like, did she not look up the royal family? I would assume that, yes, this family may have some racist behavior and stuff, but if I am a black woman who is being introduced to the family, I just wouldn't expect that. And maybe praise on my part, but like, I just feel like there's a level of just like decency and respect that a person would get. And then when he said, you know, like the part about the royal family is not racist for asking how dark the kids would be. First off, it's extremely racist to say something like that. When he said like black people do that too to see how dark the baby is going to be. 100% correct. I've seen black people do that. I've heard it all my life, that people look behind the ears and stuff like this. But this is a conversation that two black people or multiple black people would have amongst each other. Adam Sandler would never get on the stage and tell us interpersonal conversations that Jewish people are having when it comes to stuff like that. Never. That would never happen. Then he moved to Kardashian jokes. And I think that Kardashian jokes are so 5 years ago. Like, why are we doing this? And he's not insulting the Kardashians. He actually praised Kris, talked about how great she was and how welcoming she was, but then crept on the black men that the Kardashians were dating, called them crazy and crackheads and stuff like this. It's like every joke that he told was an insult to somebody black, the black woman, the men there. And then the part that I really I was like, because I paused it for a second. I wasn't going to go back to it because I'm just like, I'm offended, actually. But then even like funny offended, like, oh, he said, like, no, like, you really as a black person are just disrespecting black people. Then when he did the thing about talking about Jada Pinkett and calling her all types of B words or whatever, I get the hurt. I get the frustration there. Will Smith, all kinds of B words. I get the hurt. I get the frustration there. Honestly, I didn't find much issue with how he addressed Will Smith. My issue, though, is when he said he watched Emancipation to see Will Smith get whipped, and then he's like, get a master, and then he closes it out by saying, I didn't do anything, I didn't retaliate back to Will Smith because my mom taught me, my parents taught me not to fight in front of white people.
To be fair, we know that's the thing. To go back to what you said, there's certain things that happen within the kitchen table, within the family, that you don't feel the need to put out on public table, because it goes back to, like, a Jewish man is never going to come and talk about, the closed doors conversations. But Black people, for some reason, we feel as though we need to put our dirty laundry out there when it comes to race relations. So it's a little deeper there, because we'll know Black people, they'll be like, oh, you're not doing enough to fix race relations. But at the end of the day, I also look at it like it's the oppressor's job to fix it, not the downtrodden. So if anything, I feel like him saying it, like, I guess I kind of see where you were coming from, but that's not your job to fix race relations either. Like, let them come out and air their dirty laundry. I don't like that we always feel the need. Well, we all do it too. Okay, well, they might do it, but you don't see them going up and, hey, making sure the baby ain't too dark, putting it out there. And it is on both sides of the coin. All people do it, but you don't have to put it out there like that.
Special was bad. I knew that my feelings were valid in this, and then it was bad when my white coworker told me how much she loved it. I knew right then and there when she's like, "Oh, I so good this and the third." He remains my favorite comedian. When she told me that, it was confirmation that I felt like it was really kind of like, because you would think with me and her, and one of us being offended by this, right? And it's not her. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, and then Javon wrote that he only called Jada Pinkett the B word one time. I'm assuming that makes it okay. I don't know.
I just hate it because overall, although in my opinion it was great comedy, like, it was the fact that I'm engaged and he had me hanging off of every word, like, this will be classic. Do I fully agree with it? No, I do not. But classic comedy, that's exactly what it was. Again, I just hate that Will is not wrong. At the end of the day, you can tell it's like issues. Whatever his gripe is with Jada, this is something prior to Will. And at the end of the day, because from what they say, receipts show he's been like on Jada for years. I think they pulled it back to like 97. So tell us what the real motherfucking beef is then. But at the end of the day, I can't fault Will. That is that man's wife. I don't give a fuck if his wife was, y'all knew this bitch was at the Bunny Ranch in Vegas just smutting off with anybody that would give a check. At the end of the day, that is that man's wife, and you have to have some level of respect there. So it's just a sad situation on both ends. I just hope later on down the line, maybe they can come to a point of, I don't want to say forgiveness, but at least respect for one another.
But I also don't understand how you guys are saying, not you specifically, but how people are saying that Chris Rock didn't play a victim in this. When he moved to the Will Smith stuff, he literally said it as if Will Smith picked on him. Like, you're acting like a victim. You said somebody who's weaker than him, not strong as him, not big as him, so on and so on. To me, you sound like a victim. You sound like you are saying, you picked on me because I'm a little man. I'm a little guy. So victim me. That's
like he definitely did. I mean, I did hear once. I don't know if he mentioned. No, did he say it on the show? He was like, Will Smith is huge to me. Like, I'm a little guy compared to him. So in a sense, that is saying like I was a victim. He because he did say, he was like, everybody else had said something. You wait till I get on the stage, the little guy in comparison to you, to go off on me. So
that to me, like, to me, that sounds like, and this is exactly what my coworker, who is a white woman, exactly what she said to me. She said that Will Smith bullied Chris Rock, and Chris Rock directly into that by playing the victim in this. After I say that I'm nobody,
you acting like it, and no, but Chris. I mean, in my opinion, Will Smith did not bully him. I'm sorry. You made a comment, a sly comment about somebody's fucking wife. They check you. Unfortunately, shit like this happens all the time. Unfortunately, we just saw the hood shit happen at one of the whitest events that we know. Things like this happen. So that's why I'm like, but I guess people are just reading into it more. I just hope down the line they can squash whatever beef it is. But no, Will Smith, he did not fucking bully him. We was talking out the side of your face about my fucking wife. I had to go, protect her fucking honor. At the end of the day, that's my wife.
And also, like, at the end of the day, you're saying that Will Smith, like, did this to you and all these other people said something. You were on a stage. It's not like you were on a podcast or like a record specifically asking about Will and Jada. You walked out onto that stage. You saw all those people in the audience, and that was who you decided to go after. You got
I'm sorry, it just is what it is. But we'll see what happens. I do like the only thing that after the next day, Will Smith, the only comment he made was that I saw he was basically promoting Jamie Foxx and was giving him his flowers, how much of a great comedian he was. I just hope the guys can heal from this down the line. I hate to see, especially black men, two successful black men who made a name in their own right, end up where they are. I just want it to be great. But again, I guess I'm on both sides of this. I thought it was a great special. Would I want to be Will Smith and Jada on the other side of that special? No, the fuck I wouldn't.
Another thing too, though, like, you address this, and you have the right to address it however you want to address it. That is completely fine. However, you wait a year after to address it, after Will Smith has apologized to you and all this kind, publicly apologized to you and stuff. You did not acknowledge any of that, and then you go and you do this. So to me, it almost sounds like you want to play the victim here. Like, you be upset. You want this. Like, you want this selective outrage. He literally, like, he contradicted himself. And, like, I like plenty of comedians. Like, there's plenty of comedians out there. I like Kevin Hart. I don't have an issue with people telling jokes about black people. I'm writing my own comedy special right now, and I'm telling a lot of jokes about black people. My thing is, though, I don't make jokes about slavery. Slave jokes are not funny. Crackhead jokes about black men is not funny to me. Like, we talk all this stuff, mental health and all that stuff, but yet we laugh at Chris Rock calling Lamar Odom and Kanye West.
And that was sad because Lamar Odom, that's the one part I was like, I didn't really like, because Lamar Odom, his issues have been very public. He's been open with us, and it's like we're all rooting for him. So I pray for Lammy. That used to be Chloe's nickname for him, because just thinking of the damage that could have caused him. Like, you didn't even have to bring Lamar. I understand, like, in the sense of comedy, why, but I just don't think that it was necessary to bring Lamar in that.
Also, one more thing, guys, please stop saying that, like, he got paid. Like, doing stupid stuff and tap dancing on the stage, anybody could get paid to do that. Nick Cannon has a coming out about him finding his next baby mother. He's going to get paid for it. Does that mean does that make it okay? Just because you got a check attached to it? No. Like, we have to do better than that. Like, we can't just be because a person is getting the money to sell us up a
And just like I said, overall, I will say, I'm always on the fence. I'm a fan of Chris Rock. Like, I am. I enjoy his comedy for the most part. There are things that's questionable, but for the most part, I enjoy his comedy. But you can enjoy something but not necessarily agree with everything that they do or the execution of it. So it is what it is. But Javon said, hey, guys, that's why it's called comedy. We can't be criticizing everything a comedian says. If that's the case, then we will be some intellectuals who are going to get on stage and talk about political, scientific stuff, and it's not going to be funny. I get it. That's the professional.
That's your problem. That means you're not a good comedian then, because a good comedian can make anything funny. Like, you don't have to resort to saying that. I just find that very hard to believe that black people, literally right after Black History Month, thought a joke about watching a movie to watch a black man get beat by a slave owner.
That was a bit much for me. I was like, oh.
It's okay to say, I like the show, I like the special, but, like, let's be realistic here. A lot of the jokes in there were not funny. And the slave joke wasn't funny at all. Like,
About
there's
what?
nothing
What'd you
funny
say?
about that. About
Yeah.
the slave thing. Like, what's
That,
funny
that
about
was a
that? Like,
moment
how was it
I
funny?
did not crack a laugh, but my jaw was dropped. I was like, nigga, the fuck?
I don't find in front of white people and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Stuff like that is just insane to me. Like, I just don't really find
Yeah,
that to
no,
be
I get
entertaining.
it.
I
And
really
I
don't.
think
It's
it
not.
also has to do with, again, the audience means everything. I think it all goes back to what you said. Certain jokes or certain things hit differently. Like, no offense. Like you said, if your coworker being a white, I loved every piece of it, bitch, square the fuck up. What the fuck did you like about it? Let's really talk about the shit.
But see, I don't question her because I know what she would have liked about it. But this is why I'm looking at, like, black people are like, oh, this is so good. It's just like, okay. Okay.
What
I guess, whatever.
once and
Like,
if we ever make it past a post-racial society, if we ever make it, I think it'll have a different, maybe a connotation, and it can be appreciated for just the art of comedy in itself. I try to see that for what it is. But again, while we're in this, and somebody said, and he was in Baltimore wearing all white, and that was where Jake is from. The nigga made his point. Each strategy, you could have performed that anywhere. Somebody get on the motherfucking horn. Javon, you was around at that time, heavy in your comedy. What the fuck happened between Chris Rock and Jada Pinkett? Because back before she wasn't a Smith. That's the real question people should be asking. Like, why are you so hung up on
Also,
this with her?
just
Yes.
one more thing here. Um, Chris said what he said, and he's allowed to do that. He's allowed to say what he wants to say, so forth and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith did apologize to him. You did not acknowledge the apology, accept it, however you felt about it, or whatever. So now that you've done this show, you said what you said, you called this man, you called his wife the B word. If Will Smith runs up on you again and slaps you again, you have to be okay with that. The same way I thought the jokes were funny,
Yes.
just be okay with the consequences along with
Dexter,
it.
I'm 1000% with you. If I catch you in the street, when it's on, it's on. If I catch you and smack the shit out you again, don't say, like, it just is what it is. But again, you have to be, when you put shit out there, you have to be ready for the consequences that come along with it. You cannot control anything outside of yourself. So after that, I mean, Will is from West Philly at the end of the day. And the goons is still gooning.
Wait, Boothbusters just mentioned something else. I was so hung up on the black stuff, the abortion stuff. You can abort it at 4 years old.
Like, whoa, that was.
I don't understand y'all of like humor. Y'all are that is just that
like,
is
whoa.
And I'm not even the most sensitive person in the world, but I just felt like some things you're talking about killing babies.
I'm friends with all three of them, and I'm going to plead the fifth on that answer. But at the end of the day, those two are all folks need either to reconcile or move on. Javon, we might need to have a conversation. I won't spill, but I need to know the tea. What had happened? That's what I want to know. But no, going back to the abortion, that was. But then at the end of the day, it's not the first time. It's tactless. Think of South Park, where Cartman's mother, she was trying to get an abortion. Cartman was fucking 8 years old, and she was walking around calling different doctors to get a fucking abortion. So again, what's funny to one is not going to be funny to the other. Is it tasteless, tactless? Yes, but some people enjoy that comedy.
I just think where we are in society right now, where like abortion is being outlawed and stuff like that, it's just like I said, if this was 3-4 years ago, I think a lot of those jokes would have been funny. But where we are today, the progressive society, I just think that Chris Rock.
I agree with that as well. Well, stay tuned. Well, at the end of the day, whether you liked it or not, I feel like this comedy special will go down in history. So I guess kudos for Chris Rock. If you're comfortable with that being your legacy, part of your legacy, then so be it. You got to live with it. The rest of us don't. 10 Degrees of Separation. I remember that movie. Javon? Or
What's it about?
was it 5 degrees of separation? 6 degrees of separation. It was. You ain't never seen it? It's a
I don't think
Will
so.
Smith movie early in his career. Go and take a look at that when you get a chance. Uh-huh.
Like he's like a homosexual role or something.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
So
I didn't. I've heard people like reference that movie and
yeah.
stuff when they like talk negative.
So if you have, it's another great picture, a role outside of how we know Will to be. But I think that was probably the first that got the ball rolling in the community. Like, what's going on over there? Too comfortable in that role. What's happening? It's kind of a la when Queen Latifah played, Cleo and Set It Off, where people were like, she didn't have a little too well. She seemed very comfortable in that role. What's going on, Queen? But with that said, guys, thank you. I love this show so much because we can really go through it, argue points, agree to disagree. And guess what? When we end, it's all on a happy high note. Isn't this the dream of what life should be?
Well, yeah, nobody got slapped and nobody got word.
Somebody, Javon gonna go, I wish somebody would slap me. I can use 40 million about now, please. Every day I'm out in these streets looking for a case. What millionaire got some money to burn? Or what got some money to burn? Slap me up. Well, I throw away the game. I'm falling and I can't get up. We're gonna get this check. On that note, everybody, thank you so much for joining. We will see you next week. Same time, same place. Love you guys. Also going over to YouTube, Chocolate.Benny. Go on there and give us a spin over there. Go hit us up. Do us a solid. Thank you guys so much for joining. Again, we will see you next week. Any last words? Dexter's new play.
Tomorrow, the official announcement is gonna come about the new play, and then after that, I'm gonna reach out to Javon because
come on now,
comedy special.
All right, love you guys. Have an amazing night. Take care.